For many years, Facebook was an example of a successful and growing company. It seemed like an untouchable one, but not anymore. Facebook is having one of the worst periods of its existence. The market cap is down, users are leaving, it looks very bad, and it's safe to say that all of this was caused by Apple. It seems like the largest company in the world is gradually tearing down Meta, but it's fair to say that everything started with the company's privacy policies. Moreover, it's important to note that Elon Musk pointed out this problem for Facebook before these problems started, as if Elon knew that Meta would collapse. This is a complicated story, so let's explain everything. Apple has been working on addressing the privacy concerns of its users for a few years. Back in 2018, the tech company implemented privacy protection measures that made it necessary for websites to stop tracking users' behavior and discard cookies if a site had not been visited in 30 days. Fast forward to 2020, and Apple approved another update that allowed users to use the App Tracking Transparency tool to opt in or out of tracking on different apps and obscure mobile identifiers. It was launched with the iOS 14.5 updates. Before iOS 14.5, developers could go for a host of tools to track user data within an app. Advertisers could then use this information along with similar data from the rest of the web to target users with better advertisements. But today, Apple has changed everything. Now it's all about users. They get to decide if companies get to track their precious activity across apps. Although many think that Apple is taking itself in the right direction with these measures, we can't say the same for platforms like Meta, which largely rely on ad targeting. With these new policy changes, Apple has essentially thrown a trench in Meta's working, as their ad targeting and measurements have fallen short. It's clear that Meta is losing its balance already. As many as 16 brokerages cut their price targets on Meta as the company reported its first ever quarter revenue drop. Shares for Meta were down to 6% at $159.8, leading to a loss of $30 billion in the market value for the WhatsApp owner that day. Previously, Meta's IDFA-based device tracking was considered the best in the industry. What's more, the company's multi-touch attribution models deserve special appreciation. But now, with Apple rolling out all these changes, Meta will see its competitive position weaken as it's forced to compete with others on a contextual advertising basis and not at the user level. Even though the future for Meta does not look good, investors are holding on given the large daily active users, the impressive cash flow, and, let's not forget, the amazing track record of acquisitions. Not to mention that the company is adapting. With IDFAs going out of fashion, mobile measurement platforms including Tune, Kochava, and Adjust could switch to using fingerprints to their advantage. These may not be the most reliable way of identifying devices through operating systems and IP addresses, but it is still an option that can be explored. Fingerprints are only 90% accurate, but are still tracked without user consent. The added advantage of Apple not being able to track this information, since third parties could easily share the information through server-to-server connections, makes this a likely explorable avenue. Apple has a couple of ways to respond to this, either by introducing a private relay that'll hide IP addresses, or by banning developers from transferring the data to their servers. However, there are issues with each of those solutions, so we really can't say where the situation will go. However, Meta is not the only one suffering from these new policy changes. In reality, all publishers and advertisers will have a hard time reaching their audiences with these new updates. Small businesses might see limited growth, but we really don't know how far Apple plans to go with this. And so, a proper risk assessment can't be made, not for Meta or anyone else. That said, Meta has other issues to worry about as well. For one, TikTok's aggressive growth has been a real threat to the platform. But Meta is on its way to combat that, as well as by introducing Reels on its platform, a short video product that's propped up to go up against TikTok and is being increasingly inserted into users' feeds. Not that the Instagram community is happy with that. A post went viral this week that called to make Instagram Instagram again, aka back to the photo sharing platform that was once adored by many. It's been a turbulent few years for Facebook, especially with the revelation that political consultancy firm Cambridge Analytica had harvested personal information from as many as 87 million users without their consent. And when this information was revealed, Elon Musk posted a tweet saying, "What's Facebook?" Musk deactivated his Facebook and Instagram accounts in the wake of the Cambridge Analytica scandal. When news about both SpaceX and Tesla's Facebook accounts broke, Elon Musk responded to a news story with, "It's not a political statement, and I didn't do it because someone dared me to do it." Sorry, that's all. With that, Elon Musk has continued to refute that he or his businesses deleted Facebook because his followers suggested it. Furthermore, more recently, Elon has chosen to slam Apple for its App Store commission. Apparently, Apple charges its developers, and Musk is not happy with it. He responded to one Twitter post about the European Union's fresh antitrust complaint against Apple and said that Apple's store is like having a 30% tax on the internet, and that's definitely not okay. He thinks that it's 10 times higher than it should be. The tech icon also supported the Fortnite maker Epic Games in their lawsuit against Apple for increasing commission charges last year in July. Moreover, if the judge sides with Twitter and Musk will be forced to buy it, he should be careful to not take the direction that Meta's been taking concerning controlling content on the app, because we saw just how disastrous that turned out for the platform. The Oversight Board established to oversee Facebook's moderation practices received 1.1 million complaints. So, of course, following in their footsteps might not be the best choice for Musk. Other than that, Musk doesn't have high hopes for the metaverse either, so the hit to the company is not a big shock to him. In an interview with the Babylon Bee, the Tesla owner revealed that he's not all too fascinated by the idea of strapping a friggin' screen to his face all day and not wanting to leave. He actually thinks we're pretty far from disappearing into the metaverse. Well, that's it for today.